Hello and welcome to AGB Art. Today we will be making acrylic paint skin jewelry. Aren't these pendants gorgeous? If you enjoy the video, please press like and subscribe. Let's get started. Acrylic paint skin jewelry is made from the dried drippings of your acrylic paint that has dripped off of your vases or your canvases. You just peel it up once it's dry, and it can be easily glued to make lovely jewelry. One excellent idea for saving your skins is to take parchment paper and fold it into a file, and then just place the skin in between the sheets of paper. This was not one of my original ideas. I saw somebody on YouTube doing it. Another YouTuber came up with this idea of using the lids to a plastic shoebox as a base for what to pour on. These are lids that I have from shoeboxes I don't use. If you don't have any, you can buy the shoeboxes at the dollar store. I'm using rubbing alcohol and paper towel to clean them as they have been stored in my basement. Okay, now we're ready to look at colors. Some of these colors have been pre-mixed because they're leftovers. So a couple of them do have Floetrol in them, but I just mix a little bit of water in my paints. I'm looking at browns and blacks and golds. I have a lovely champagne metallic and a purple metallic that I'm going to show you how to mix. I stir it up because it's been sitting for a while, and then I put about 1 to 2 tablespoons of it inside a cardboard Dixie cup, mix it up very well, and then add a couple of drops of water at a time. I'm going to be using toothpicks and popsicle sticks to swirl the paint once I've gotten the colors on the lids. Okay, we're ready to start. I've got the clean plastic lid, and now I'm going to start with my colors. I'm putting the medium brown mist tint on the plastic lid, making a nice little puddle. And next I'll get the black, and I'm just swirling. The paint is just dripping off of the stick. I guess you would call it a stream. There's a stream of gold. I'm trying to get the colors symmetrical on the brown puddle, and then I take the side of the popsicle stick and just swirl it around. Wipe it off. I'm adding a little more gold and swirling it a little more. Once I'm happy with the design, I pick up my butane torch and I torch it to get the air bubbles out. If you leave air bubbles in a puddle of paint, it will dry like there's a crater. It won't be a smooth surface. The black, the champagne, and the gold look super good. I really love the contrasting colors, and I'm using the side of the stick to swirl them around just a little bit. For the second lid, I'm starting with the metallic purple, and I'm stirring it up again before I pour it on top of the lid. And I notice almost immediately it's just full of air bubbles. I'm spreading it out just a little bit, and I'm getting my torch. I'm hoping to get some really good contrast with the champagne metallic. It looks great. It's sitting on the surface. But a few seconds later, it starts to sink in the purple. There seem to be a lot of air bubbles in the metallics, and I'm adding some gold because the champagne is sinking. I've switched from using the popsicle stick and now I'm using the toothpick. And I really like the effect the toothpick has. The lines are much smaller and the design looks much more delicate. I'm back to the brown and the champagne because I'm thinking it will take at least 2 weeks for all of these puddles to dry. And by the time I start making jewelry, I'll be making fall, autumn jewelry to sell at my local gallery. I find a lot of times in my painting, everything I do is an experiment, whether it's on the canvas or using a cup turner or doing these paint puddles. If I layer paint on the top, I hope it stays there. If I do something right, I know I should do it again. This is the third and last lid, and I'm back to the black. And gold. Black and gold jewelry is very popular. It tends to sell well for me, and I get a lot of requests for jewelry made with black and gold. Last puddle is going to be that medium brown and the most wonderful copper. I just love playing in these colors, but I realize the copper and the medium brown are so close in color that I need to have a dark contrast. So now I'm drizzling some black into the design, and I'm trying not to over mix so you can see the three different colors very clearly. This one is finished, and I can tilt the lid back and forth to stretch the design if I want to. I've cleared a space on my vase drying shelf to put these lids. I've gone ahead and put today's date so that I know when I painted them. They can sit here completely undisturbed for the week or two that it will take for them to dry completely. One time I thought it might be a great idea to pour paint on paper, wax paper, and as you can see, it doesn't dry well. It dries very rippled. I'm using what I have. This is Mod Podge dimensional glue. I take a glass cabochon, and here's a paint skin that I've had for a while, and I'm going to use what I have. The glue, unfortunately, is stuck, so I'm undoing it with a push pin. And you're going to dab a little bit of glue, a very light, small layer, circular motion on the back of the cabochon. And then you turn the glass over, find a spot on the skin that you like, and just press it flat onto the skin. Hold it for a couple of seconds, and then you can set it aside and let it dry. Because I do my jewelry making in the late afternoon, it's usually the next day, and here it is dry. You can see there's a lip of the glue. That's okay. When we go to cut it out, it won't be an issue. Here is a paint skin that I poured on a piece of plastic, and I'm going to show you how to cut out the cabochon. I cut a small square close to the edges. I'm cutting out the circular one. And then once you've got the small square, you can really get to the edges of the glass. So if you had any of the dry glue seeping out, it's really easy to just cut that off. Now I've got a metal tray back, also from Amazon, and I've put a little bit of the glue in there, and I'm using this super cool stick. These are dental sticks. I'll show you the product packaging at the end of the video, but you put a little bit of the glue in there, and then the cabochon snaps right in there. And this is why I'm excited to have really thin skins. Because I poured on this plastic, it really is not snapping in there. I'm really holding it. And there is a way to clean off the glue. Once it's dry, you can use that dental stick. It cleans the glue off. The glue that has seeped up from underneath the cabochon. But isn't that stunning? I bought a huge spool of this suede cording, and it just makes a wonderful gift for anybody. Black and white matches everything. Here's one that I've already got in my packaging. This has been sold to somebody. These are the dental sticks, and I've used them with alcohol ink. They're like super tiny Q-tips. Here are some earring backs that I use. I really like these because they're stainless steel. You can buy all kinds of kits. They're called jewelry blanks. I hope you liked the video tonight. If you did, please press like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me.